Hello, all you lovely shoebox packers. This is my first time doing a shoebox unboxing video. It's actually kind of my first time doing a video for anything and putting it out for the world to see. So if it's really bad, by all means, give me all the constructive criticism. I'm completely new to this. Anyways, I'm not new to shoebox packing. I've actually been doing it for years. I packed my first shoeboxes back in 2000. It was my first year married, so I'm really aging myself here. And yeah, that was kind of the start of it. And then I pretty much packed shoeboxes every year after that. It did grow. Once I started collecting items, and I even had kind of a shoebox room, or a shoebox dresser, I should say, in a room. And I would shop year round and try to find, some deals and clearance items and buy things when they were on special. And eventually it became a project that me and my mom did together. We really enjoyed it. I lived really close to my mom. She would shop as well. We would go halfsies on a lot of items, and then we would pack the shoeboxes together, and I really enjoyed that. In 2018, my mom passed, and I'm going to be honest, my passion for packing shoeboxes faded quite a bit. I think it was something that I connected with her and spending time with her, and yeah, I think I just kind of lost the joy that I had for packing shoeboxes. I still did a few here and there. I wasn't as into it, like I said, as I had been in the beginning, where I used to collect items and shop all year round. But then I got my older daughter involved, and she started doing them with me, at least packing them with me. And I started to enjoy the process again. But we moved shortly after my mom passed. We became a military family, and I moved into a military house, and I have a really small house. I have nowhere to store anything, nowhere to put anything. So I just didn't have the same passion and drive that I had in the past. But recently, I think God's been calling me back to this ministry that He's clearly placed on my heart. And even though I've been doing shoeboxes for years, I'd never known there was a shoebox community or a YouTube community, and there were YouTube shoebox unpacking videos and shopping and haul videos. I don't even know how I missed that, but it never once came across my algorithm. Anyways, this past year, I came across a shoebox unpacking video, unboxing video, and that was it. I started getting more suggested to me on YouTube. I started subscribing to all the accounts. Of course, I would get suggested more content. Next thing I know, I was binge watching all these, haul videos, unboxing videos. And yeah, I really think it was a sign from God, a little call to say, this was clearly your passion. It's a ministry that, I've placed on your heart, and maybe it's time to come back to it. So here I am. I have started collecting items again, doing a little bit of shopping, clearance shopping. I don't have a ton of room in my home, as I mentioned, but I am making space for my shoebox hauls. And my daughter is moved away now. She's in college. And I'll just tell you this quick little story, and then we'll get to the unboxing, because no one wants to hear me yap all day. But like I said, my daughter, for the past few years, she's stepped in and helped me pack boxes. So she went away to college last year, and thankfully she found a church right away. She found a young adults youth group, and she started attending, and she called me excited one day and said that they were doing a packing party, shoebox packing party, and they were all assigned different items, I think, that they had to collect. Some had to bring in school supplies, some had to bring in toys. Anyways, she was assigned toys and fun items, I believe, and she wanted to know if she could rob my stash when she came home for midterm break. And of course I said yes. And I also secretly went out and added more items to my stash so she would have something to rob. Anyways, she came home, filled her suitcase with what she could fit, went on back to college. The night of the packing party, she texted me a picture of one of the boxes she filled. And she said, "Are you impressed, Mom?" She said, "I got the most in any box out of everyone." She said, "You taught me well." And I thought that was so sweet. So I'm hoping to pass the passion and the joy onto her, and that she'll take over for me someday and continue packing shoe boxes. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to show you what I have in this shoebox. This is one that is in their honor. I think it was Kelly that started this particular little trend. And this touched us. I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, and this tragedy obviously has reached us up here. We're not a stranger to flash flooding, believe it or not. We do have some flash flooding in Nova Scotia. And last year and the year before, we did have 2 incidents where we lost people. Last year it was a young boy, a child, and the year before I think there was 4 people we lost, and a child was included in one of those. And yeah, it just affects the whole province. It's almost like this dark cloud settled on Nova Scotia, and we all just kind of grieved, you know, as a population, as a province, as a community. It really affects everyone. And of course, when we heard about Texas and just all the flooding, everything, it was just, you know, it brings back those memories and what we felt when we went through our own loss as a community and a province. And I'm going to try to get through this video without crying. You can probably hear my voice shaking, but yeah, these girls, I mean, obviously I don't think there's anybody who hasn't been touched by what happened to these young girls. And when it was suggested to make a box in their honor, I was like, yeah, I need to do that. That just, like, it felt like God was saying, you know, this is a way that we can pour our grief and our hurt and even our prayer, you know, into kind of something tangible. So I did a box in their honor. As you can see, I'm not using a standard Operation Christmas Child shoebox. Our boxes in Canada are pretty flimsy. You've probably seen them in other videos from Canadian content creators. So I've got a bigger Skechers box. I am going to try and decorate the lid or maybe wrap the box. I don't have any wrapping paper or anything, so I am going to try to do something to cover up all the Skechers logo that's all over the box. As well, I don't have a lid design, and that is something that I'm also going to try and do. My printer is not cooperating with me at the moment, so I am going to try and print a nice lid design or something to go inside the box. So yeah, I'll show you what I have. I'll get the rubber bands off. I also need to get better rubber bands. By the way, all you guys that make videos, just thank you so much. Like, I can't begin to tell you how much your content and your ideas and the ones that share you know, printables and coloring books and all the things, like, you have no idea, like, how much it's inspired me, even for somebody who's been a long time shoebox packer. Yeah, so thank you to you guys. I mean, you guys have a ministry besides for, you know, packing the shoeboxes yourselves. You guys have a ministry where you're inspiring us to pack and shop and give us ideas. So yeah, just thank you so much. I'm so glad I found this community of you know, shoebox packers. It's just amazing, and I think this is why the internet was created, right? So here's the box. I'll tip it so that you can kind of see what it looks like when the child opens it. I will say I spent a little bit more on this box than I usually spend, and that's not to brag or anything. I just wanted to explain that I guess God laid it on my heart to buy some very specific items for this box, and yeah, when he told me to buy something, I bought it. Also, we don't get all the amazing deals and clearance items that you guys get in the US. I'm just amazed and a little bit jealous at times at your clearance items, but we still do hunt and shop, and we find things between the jigs and the reels. But anyways, without further ado, so I'll pull this out of the back. So these are what we call exercise books. Oh, I packed it good and tight here in Canada. So instead of the spiral bound books, we just have these little thin exercise books. So I've put in 2. They're pretty small, but they each do have 32 pages. And this is what we used when we were going to school. This is kind of a Canadian staple. In fact, in the younger grades, I think this is all they use. They don't even allow the spiral bound books for the younger kids. So anyways, there's a fun fact about what we use in school here in Canada. So I have 2 of those. I do not have a coloring book, and I don't even know if I can fit one in. As you can see, this box is pretty cinched. I may do some printables, and again, when I get my printer up and running, I may see if I can just print a few coloring sheets or something, so she actually has some coloring pages. Okay, let's move along to the items. This is a Mirabelle poppet bracelet. I found these on clearance at Walmart. I thought this was so cute. I don't really have a theme going here besides for this is in memory of the girls from Camp Mystic. I kind of went with a camp, nature, and friendship theme, if there is a theme, and I tried to pick items that fit kind of in there. So of course, camp means bracelets and putting on your accessories. I thought this was, and these little charms come off so she can move those around, and it's a fidget as well. It's actually really good. Pop it. This first thing, of course, I've got a jump rope. We need some fun and exercise at camp. This is the t-shirt I put in. This was one that I got on clearance at Walmart. It is a St. Patrick's Day. It says lucky, but I think it kind of fits the theme of like nature outside. I love the little shamrock made out of flowers. And I believe that's in a 10-12, I think. Yeah, that's a 10-12 from Walmart here in Canada. I put in the butterfly squishmallow because butterflies remind me of nature and outdoors and camping. I thought she was just adorable. I got her at our local Dollarama. I don't have a ton of stores to shop from as well. I mainly have Dollarama, and then our local Walmart and our local Giant Tiger, which I think Giant Tiger is an exclusive Canadian store, I believe, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And I try to find it into clearance at Walmart and Giant Tiger where I can. So that's that. I also found this at our Dollarama. This is a little poppet, kind of like little coin purse, little accessory purse. It comes with a clip. She can hang it on something. And I'll open this up and show you what I put inside. This is all her hair accessories. As well, I remember reading a story about one of the girls, and again, it's hard to know if it's true or not because, you know, the internet. Her favorite color was blue. And so I tried to select blue items where I had them in honor of that little girl. So anyways, just a few hair accessories, some hair ties, hair scrunchies, and I think I dropped one. Oh, that's just a plain black one. As well, I put in this really pretty flower bauble in blue. And I also gave her 2 blue of the little snap clips as well. So she has a selection of hair accessories because you don't know what hair type the child is going to have. I wanted to put a headband in this box too, but alas, I ran out of room. And here's the little purse container. And this is a poppet as well and works really well. And she can obviously put whatever she wants in there. Okay, I put in a little pack of tissues. Every time I went anywhere or went to camp, my mom always told me to take a little pack of tissues. So I had to give this girl a little pack of tissues to take to camp. I did put in a few crayons. I think this is 10 or 12 crayons. Again, thanks to you guys for sharing ideas on how to separate your crayons and put them in a little baggie. Believe it or not, I never would have thought of this. So that really helps because sometimes I just don't have room for a full big, 24 count crayon box. So this was great. So I separated out a few crayons for her. Of course, a girl camping has to have some sunglasses, and it may be hard to see in the video, but they are pink with like a little daisy flower motif on them. So they went with the camping theme. She has a fun little fidget spinner. This one is maybe not, but it's really shiny. It almost looks metallic, but it's not. It's plastic. Again, I went with the blue to honor the little girl whose favorite color was blue. And it has poppets as well. This one actually spins really good. I sat and played with this while I was packing a box. And then I have a comb that I was able to sneak in the back. I would have liked to have put in a brush, but again, this box was full. Now, I will take out her little pencil pouch. Let me see if I can sneak that out. So I find it really hard to find good pencil cases for a good price here in Canada. So if anybody has any ideas, by all means, let me know. I bought this mesh one from our Dollarama. I do like it actually because it actually has 2 pockets. So it's got a little pocket in the front and of course the main pocket in the back. I'll just quickly show you what I tucked inside. So in the front, I tucked in just some fun little surprises, some like little vinyl stickers. So let me lay this down and get it out. Here's a prayer card. I got these from Amazon. These are really nice. These are actually lunchbox notes, so they have a little space on the back where you can write a note. I think I'm going to leave this one blank, but I may change my mind. Anyways, with God, all things are possible, and I loved the little forest critters, animal critters. I kind of felt that went with my loose theme that I was going with. These are really, really beautiful, actually. All the cards in this box. As well, I got some vinyl stickers, water bottle stickers, skateboard stickers. They have lots of different names. Again, I went with some what I consider to be like forest, nature, animals, things like that. So she has a selection of those. I also have this big sticker. It says Berry Sweet. And I have two, and let me get them out. These are pretty flimsy. They're just like little cardboard bookmarks, but they're cute. And they do have a little ruler, centimeter marks on them as well. Again, I picked out two that kind of looked foresty, nature themed. So it's two little bookmarks. As well, I got this from our Tim Hortons. Is that a Canadian thing or what? It's just a little activity book, and it actually comes with like badges. So I thought that was like real kind of camping type vibe. Little activity book, and just a few more little stickers in here that I just tucked in for her to find as a surprise in the pocket. And then in the main part, I've got her white eraser and a cute little pink bunny eraser. I find it really hard to find all the cute erasers that you guys add to all your boxes and your videos. I need to go on the hunt for some fun erasers like you guys have. And of course, she's got a selection of pencils. I've got mechanical pencils, fun pencils, some pre-sharpened ones. I've got 2 blue pens. As well, I've got some fun gel pens. And again, I went with kind of like the blue, purpley colors to honor that little girl. And there's her selection. And I do have a sharpener, but you'll see that in a minute. That's in another spot in the box. That is the pencil pouch. And now for the water bottle. This is a really big water bottle, and normally I would never put a water bottle this big in a shoebox, but again, I felt led to buy this big water bottle, and it has Squishmallows all over it. And while it doesn't really fit the theme per se that I was going for, I love the flowers, and of course it matches her little Squishmallow. And when you go to camp, you gotta have matching stuff to show off to your friends, right? So anyways, I made good use of space that was inside, and I got this one at our Dollarama. It was a bit more expensive than the standard, you know, water bottles to carry, but I loved the big open mouth on it when you take off the lid. So first things first, we've got some pretty blue socks with hearts on them. These are really soft. These are a Hanes brand. I found these in a multi-pack at our Dollarama. So I gave her blue socks, of course, and then when you look inside, I've packed this as tight as it can be. I do have a utensil set. That's from Walmart. That's the summer clearance. So she's got all 3 pieces, the fork, knife, and spoon. I would have liked to have packed blue, but I couldn't find blue, unfortunately, at our Walmart. She has, let's see what I can get out next. She has a little bouncy ball tucked in there. I was able to fit that in. She has a blue flashlight. Of course, you need a flashlight when you go to camp. I do have the batteries down at the bottom there. I also have this fun multi-click pen, and it has a little fox charm hanging off it. I thought it was so cute. And when you see the notebook in the box, this kind of matches the notebook I picked out for her. Every girl loves a little multi-click pen. And I also gave her, I'm not going to take these out, but I also gave her a selection of markers and a selection of colored pencils, and then the batteries are down there at the bottom. So yeah, that's what I managed to squat in a water bottle. And I'm not going to take credit for that. I get all these ideas from you guys. You guys show how to pack boxes really well. I also left a tag for the Squishmallow in the box just in case she wants that. I know my kids love saving their tags that belong to all their stuff and their stuffed animals. So I threw that in the box. She has a blue toothbrush with the toothbrush cover. I wanted her to get her some best friend jewelry. So hopefully she has a friend that maybe she can share one of these necklaces with. They're little flowers with hearts, and they say BFF. I thought they were so sweet. One's pink and one's white. And even if she wants to keep both of them for herself, that's fine as well. And these are little snap fidgets. These little flower snowflakes that snap together. I bought these in a big bag at Dollarama and then separated them out into smaller sets to spread the love around. And I did test this on my kids, and they happily played with this many pieces. So I know it's enough for a child to have fun with and fidget with. Here is the notebook I mentioned. Of course, you got to have a notebook for camp to write your stories in, or keep a journal of what's happening. I love this one. Again, it kind of has that woodsy nature, and I love that it has a little snap on it. Kind of makes it feel more like a diary or a journal, and that kind of matches the pen. The little fox kind of matches. So that's her little notebook journal. And now, well, I'll pull this out first. That's the sharpener I was telling you about. It's the double sharpener. This one's really nice. Has like a rubbery case on it, and again, it's a butterfly to go with the nature theme that I'm loosely throwing in here. And of course, I had to get her some bracelets because camp is all about your accessories and making bracelets. So she has 4 she can keep for herself or share 1 or 2 with a friend. I did get these on clearance at Walmart. And again, they went with, I was trying to find things with flowers or nature or something on them. Now I will show you what I consider to be the wow item in this box. And it was the item that I spent a bit more money on than I normally would. And it is the camping Barbie. And I've got her put in a sleeping bag she came with. And I'll pull her out so you can see her. She's got a cute outfit on. And there's her sneakers. And here is the backpack that she came with. And inside the backpack is more accessories that and I won't take them all out, but it comes with a lot of cute camping stuff, a little map, and there's even sunglasses and like a granola bar, a little water bottle. So I put all that in Barbie's backpack. And that does fit on Barbie. The straps come off and can snap onto her shoulders, which I thought was so sweet. And in fact, the sleeping bag can get wrapped up, coiled up, and put in the straps. So she can have a lot of pretend play with Camping Barbie. And here's more accessories that came with Camping Barbie. So, and these are the ones that wouldn't fit in her backpack. So she does come with a little doggy. She's got a little toiletry bag there. She's got a lantern, binoculars, a little baseball cap. It is adorable. They kind of thought of everything for this Barbie. And then I added in this to go with her Barbie. It's a little inflatable, kind of donut looking shape. And she can pretend to go swimming or float her Barbie around somewhere in this. So a little inflatable ring for Barbie. As well, I added this. This is Playmobil, but I thought it would be cute to add to her Barbie. It's a couple little squirrels sitting on a stump and a couple little pine cones. I thought that was so sweet because you're always going to see squirrels or chipmunks when you're camping or out in the woods. So she can have fun with her Barbie with that. As well, I added a little game. These are from Walmart, the Spot It games. You need to have a little game when you're at camp. Here's her little boo-boo kit, as I call them. She's got a few little Mickey Mouse bandages and some Q-tips. As well, I've added this notebook because this one has plain paper. These are the ones that my kids really like because they love places to doodle and draw. So I always try to find a book that has plain paper. And again, try to go with a nature-inspired cover. So that's her little notebook for drawing in. And there's only a couple items left, and this video will be over. These were found at our Dollarama. This was a multi-pack of like little cutout dolls. You could get different shapes. And I just thought it would be a cute little craft, something she could decorate, color with all the art supplies I've included. And she can even share one with a friend if she wants to. They can maybe draw themselves or draw outfits or whatever. I really like these. I've been trying to grab these when I see them in our Dollarama. They have a boy shape as well, and they also have like a monster alien shape. Would be fun as well. So I always try to add a little craft. She has a blue washcloth that I've added, and then this is the items on the bottom. She has a selection of stickers, so I won't show you all the stickers, but she's got a ton of different stickers and different themes. I try to add some nature fun ones. I also have some Disney Tsum Tsum ones, and I do have a few of the make a face stickers. I actually got these when I visited the US. I went to, I think it was your Dollar Tree, and I was having a lot of fun looking at all your different items. Unfortunately, at that particular trip, I didn't have room to take things back with me, so that's why I bought stickers, because they were flat. So there's her selection of stickers. As well, I have these Make a Scene. I took these out of a big book, again from our Dollarama. They were a really big book with lots of different scenes and stickers, and I actually take them out of the book, cut them up, fold them up, and then each child gets like 4 different scenes and stickers. This one's like a unicorn, kind of magical forest type theme. Again, kind of going with the foresty theme, and I love the mushrooms and the forest and tree scenes that were on these papers. So she can have fun with that. And at the very bottom are 2 Valentines. These nice big cutout Valentines, and she can just keep these for herself or maybe write a little note to a friend. And I tuck those in for her. That is it. You will notice that I don't have a letter or card. I'm not forgetting that. It's just we haven't done our family picture for this year, and I usually like to include our family picture or family card with our picture. So that will get added to the box before it is shipped out. And like I said, I will be adding some sort of lid design. So I'm open to suggestions, what you think I should put up here. I don't know if there's like a camping or nature, like foresty themed lid design. And I will, as I said, do something with the box. I'll either decorate or cover it in wrapping paper. Something, but yeah, that's it. That's my box in honor of the girls from Camp Mystic. I pray that this box blesses some little girl. Oh, this is for age 5 to 9. I don't think I said that, and obviously I don't have my label on the box yet either. This is for a girl, age 5 to 9, because those were the ages of the girls. And I just, yeah, I pray that this box blesses a little girl and she has fun playing pretend and enjoying all the camping and nature-inspired items. And thank you so much to this community for encouraging us and giving us ideas for packing boxes, and especially for doing a box like this, a box in their honor. So thank you again, and thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see me do more, let me know. Or if you have any constructive criticism for me, by all means, send it my way. And yeah, have a blessed day.